and welcome to the UtahBMX.com podcast, episode 3. I'm here with BJ Harmon, Rad Canyon BMX announcer. How you doing, BJ?
Good.
Good.
How are you, man?
Good. Tell us how you got started in BMX.
Well, Jonas started first. He started, I think, around 11 or 12 years old, and we always rode BMX, but I never started racing. I played baseball a lot, so it wasn't something I was super into. And then I got a bike and started. I think I was 19 or 20 years old, so about 15 years ago.
Cool.
But my very first day racing, very first practice, I crashed and blew my knee, didn't race for another 2 years. So.
It looks like you've had a recent crash lately.
Yeah.
BMX.
Yep, crashed on Sunday.
Oh, cool. Tell us how you got started with announcing.
The first of the 2011 outdoor season, I went to the track and talked to Ron and asked if I could help in any way, and he said they needed an announcer, and I said I'd do it. We have a pretty deep history with the track, the Rad Canyon Outdoor. My dad and a man named Pat Simmons started it, and so I really just wanted to keep my family as a part of it, you know, not only racing but in track running and operations as well. So
cool. So how long you been doing that?
Well, I've been announcing just this whole year, the outdoor season, and then so far the indoor.
Cool. What's the toughest part about announcing?
Just basically, you know, try not to get my words jumbled because it's pretty fast, and I want people to be able to understand me. And then names. I slaughter a lot of people's names.
How about your favorite part about announcing?
Definitely my favorite part is announcing, obviously, you know, really exciting races, but my most favorite part is announcing when somebody moves up in a class. And I screw that up too, but it's really important to me when somebody moves up to intermediate or expert, to point them out, high five them, let people know, you know, how hard they've been working, things like that.
How do you know when someone is moving? Does it say on your sheet, or do they come to you?
Usually they'll come to me and tell me. You know, it's kind of up to them, you know, to come and tell me when they move up. Parents usually do it, so. Okay,
parents and riders, you heard that. If you're moving up, talk to BJ. Yeah.
Yep.
So what you got going on in BMX? What have you been up to lately?
Obviously just announcing and racing. I've been racing a lot more lately. I'll be out for probably about a month now. I'm a little injured. My wrist is a little injured, but you know, training a lot. Just and then, you know, helping out as much as I can at the track. And we've kind of made some adjustments to our team here at Laketown, so cool. We have a lot more people on the team now and supporting them, and you know, working with them.
Cool. So what's in the future? What you got going on?
Just stick with it. Keep announcing, training, racing as much as I can, and then just really, you know, being a support through the shop and in the cycling community in general. Just, you know, being out there as much as we can, helping out when we can.
Cool. Thanks for your time, BJ.
Yep. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Six String Steve. I'm here with Will and BJ of Laketown Bicycles. We're here to interview them for our podcast today. Will, BJ, thanks for joining us.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about the history of Laketown Bicycles. How did it all get started?
I have a business partner. Obviously Will. Phil Stevens is my business partner. We've been in the industry I started in '93 with a local bike shop. Phil started about 2000 with a local bike shop, and just kind of learned from there. Phil stayed in. I moved away. Phil inquired with me about opening up a new store because he wanted to do his own thing, and we basically started this bike shop. We started the plans of it in December of '08. We're able to finally open in May of '09. Just wanted to kind of do our own thing, get involved in the cycling community here in Utah. So that's kind of how it started.
Cool. So it's a pretty new shop.
Yeah. We'll be 3 years in May.
Great. What do you guys specialize in then?
We do a lot of pretty much everything. Obviously, we have BJ, who is very knowledgeable about BMX, and we've luckily been accepted by the BMX community as one of the premier shops to go to for things like that. Phil and I basically, our roots kind of go back to mountain biking. We started as young kids riding mountain bikes, and so we kind of specialize in gravity stuff downhill. We used to all ride cross country. At the current time, we're mostly involved in our gravity teams, which are not only us as racers, but also we got some young kids. We're developing some really strong racers and putting in some good results. So that's kind of our I would say our
Focus, yeah.
kind of our thing. Yeah.
Well, cool. I know a lot of the BMX guys also race downhill, four cross, all that stuff. Do you guys have a team for all those, or what races does your team focus on?
We have racers that do four cross as well as downhill, and they're mostly at this time they're concentrating on obviously all the Utah series races. We just recently had a couple of kids go to national champs back in North Carolina. One racer in particular, is really fast. I'm sure you all know Joey Foresta. He finished first in downhill, first in four cross, and just a little ripper. We have about 4 or 5 kids right now that we're really working hard with to roll them into fast, better racers. So.
Cool. So, what brands you guys carry here?
Our number one brand that we represent in the store is GT Bikes. They cover everything from BMX Park, BMX Race, entry-level mountain, entry-level road, high-end mountain, high-end road. Really strong with gravity bikes, really strong with cross-country bikes. They have street bikes, beach cruisers, comfort bikes. So that's our main one. We also do Kona bikes, very strong bike. They're doing some good things this year. We also specialize in small little brands. We do a few intense BMX bikes, a few supercross BMX bikes. We also will bring in a couple of little smaller brands, Norco, Noli, Intense Bikes, Comensal. Another one of our road lines is LaPierre. So we have I handle a little bit of everything. Our 2 main lines, I would say, are GT and Kona.
Great. BJ, how long you been working here?
I've been here since April of 2011.
Coming up on a year then.
Coming up on a year. Yeah. They gave me title of service department manager, kind of manager duties, about 7 months ago. So I've been in the industry since 1997, and even before that, I kind of swept floors at a shop in Price when I was like 15, 16 years old. So I've been in it a long time. I worked at a couple shops, but by far this is the best environment I've ever worked in, as far as brands, as far as the clientele, the customer base, and the guys I work with. I just sort of really couldn't ask for anything more.
Cool. Speaking of the guys that work here, how many people do you employ, Will?
Right now, being it's wintertime, we have 4. We'll have probably up to 5 or 6 this next season. We obviously are a little bit smaller shop than some of the other shops in the area, but Phil and I are almost always here. In fact, the first year we were open, it was pretty much he and I and one other guy, but we've gotten to the point where we need more help. BJ's been huge. He takes a lot of pressure off. Phil and I does a lot of the work. We can trust him with a lot of things that he and I may not have time for. So, and the other guys, they'll assemble bikes. They'll do some simple tube jobs, simple repair work. But all really good guys. So yeah, we're happy to have them all.
Cool. So it sounds like this is your only location.
Yep. This is where we're right now.
How many bikes you got in the shop usually?
During the busy time of the season, anywhere from 200 to 250 bikes. The floor will accommodate almost 100 bikes, and then we'll have a little bit of back stock. We fortunately have companies that are pretty close by, so we're able to, if we don't have something in stock, we're able to order something within days, and usually accommodate everybody. So right now we're kind of low. Obviously, it's January in a bike shop, and so the inventory we're trying to keep a little bit low. The overhead a little bit low this time of year, but during the season we're firing on all cylinders for sure.
Cool. I know I've seen you guys, the Laketown guys, out digging on Fridays, helping us rake and set the track up. What else have you guys done to support the BMX community?
I'll let him take this. BJ, even though we're involved in it pretty heavily, Phil and I both dig. BJ kind of spearheaded the local Laketown team and has brought a lot of them on to the point where he's hands-on with all the local guys. So
tell us about that.
Well, we have a pretty big team this year. We've always kind of been known for just a small team, 5 or 6 people. This year we're probably going to cap out around 12 people. Just bringing on some kids that great families, great advocates for the sport, great advocates for the shop, and just good families to have around the track wearing our stuff, riding our stuff. We sponsor races. We just sponsored a couple weeks ago. We had Mike Day at the track, helping Heather with a clinic, and gave away a bunch of stuff, before the mains.
signed some autographs.
Signed some autographs, I obviously work at the track and do as much as I can. We have seen a lot more people coming in here for bikes. Try to help out people as much as we can.
Well, cool. We appreciate all you guys do for the BMX community. Tell us a little bit about the plans for the future with the shop.
Well, obviously, we want to continue to be an integral part with BMX. Obviously, it's become a lot bigger since we brought on BJ and our involvement in the track building and having a local race team. We also want to continue to provide a bicycle service for everybody, whether it be BMX, park, race, mountain bike, road bike, beach cruiser. We want to provide good bicycles and service for all the cyclists out there, and just continue to grow from there.
Cool, and I imagine your team's going forward having some goals there.
Yeah, we're obviously with the local BMX team. They're going to hit all the local races as well as the national races, grands. Our gravity team, which are a few downhill racers, want to continue to hit all the local Utah races as well as some of the Utah races in Nevada, Colorado. They'll hit national champs again, and just continue to grow from there.
Cool. Give us your contact info, your address, phone number, all that stuff.
We are in West Jordan, 1520 West, 9000 South. We're way easy to find next to a Sonic Burger. I'm sure you all know where that is. Our website is currently being worked on right now. It should be better and more interactive when it comes out in the next couple weeks here. Our number is 432-2995. We're open every day but Sunday. You can literally come in and talk to any of us. We'll be happy to help you. It's either BJ, myself, or Phil will almost always be here to help out. So yeah, let us know. Don't hesitate to call.
Catch me at the track anytime too. Just pull me aside. I'm always willing to take time to talk to somebody, help you out, get stuff figured out.
Cool. Thanks for your time, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Alright, BJ Harmon. Tip of the day today, I'll be covering adjusting V-brakes, the centering, pad placement, lubing the cable, just getting it pulling, easy, one finger, maximum braking. First thing you want to do when adjusting your brake and centering your pads is you want to make sure your tire is tight in the frame and your chain is where you want it, tension wise. Because if your tire's not centered in the frame, your brake's not going to adjust right. So the first thing that I do when I do pad placement on the rim, I take the spring out from underneath the brake lever like that so it's easy to move back and forth. And then I put the pad where I want it up against the rim. Generally you want it in the center. You don't want it too close to the top or too close to the bottom. You want to hit it right in the middle so you get most surface you can out of your brake pad. Then I just hold it in there, and then 5mm Allen wrench, just tighten that on there. You don't want to over tight it, just make it tight. And make sure your pad hits it. It's got the same space on the bottom and the top, and it's hitting the rim flat. Brake's not going to pull good if your cable is gummed up inside the housing, so you want to keep it lubed up there or clean. Generally, I just like to, with my own bikes, I just like to change cable and housing instead of doing this. But if you're in a pinch and it's not working good, what you can do is loosen your cable from the brake here, and then you have room and you can move your stuff. And then you want to take your housing down away from the cable and put a little lube just down the cable, and it'll run down the housing like
Show
that.
us what lube you're using.
I use just Tri-Flow dry lubricant. There's a couple different kinds. This is what I use here. It's the most standard lube, and I use it on all my repairs. And then I go down here to where the brake is at the end of the housing, and just put a little bit down the cable inside there. And also in your arm right there, I just pull this down and put a little on the cable there and push that back up. And now you want to tighten your cable back in, put the L arm inside the brake there, and then adjust your cable tension. I just kind of move it back and forth, so there's maybe like 3 to 4 millimeters of movement between the pad and the rim. And then once you get it where you want it, using a 5 millimeter Allen wrench, tighten the cable inside the brake. Next, you want to make sure your brake is centered. That means that both of the arms are moving equal amount on both sides. So you can see that the drive side, the right side, is moving more than the left side. So you have these tension screws on the sides. Some of them are a Phillips screwdriver, or some of them are an Allen wrench or hex key. These TRP brakes are hex key, so I just use this, and since this spring has no tension on it, you want to apply more tension to the spring. So you just tighten that bolt, and you'll actually see the arm move away from the rim. And then you just pull your lever a little bit, and you can see that arm is moving more. And then this side needs a little bit more tension also. So just tighten that, and you tighten them both equally until both arms are moving the same amount and your brake is centered. The most important part of the brake for me is the lever and its placement on the handlebar and how easy it is to grab. Ideally, you want to use either 1 or 2 fingers on your brake, and you want it to be easy to pull. There are a couple adjustments on your brake. You can adjust your cable tension here and your lever placement right here. I have mine in a little bit, so it's 1 finger braking, so it's easier for my finger to grab right here. You want to have a good space between your lever and your grip. If it's too close in, you won't be able to pull with 1 finger. But if you have it away from your thing, you get the bottom of your lever with 1 finger braking. Makes it a lot easier. Also, the best thing about this adjustment here is for kids with tiny fingers. On a micro mini, or junior frame, you get the little guys with little paws. You adjust this in so they'll be able to grab this. But remember, when you adjust this, it's also pulling the cable, so you'll need to make an adjustment here or at your brake to make sure your brake's pulling properly. That concludes today's tip. If you can't do that on your own, feel free to come and see me at Laketown Bicycles, and I can adjust it for you, even show you how to do it. Thanks.